They're coming. Pitchfork peasants with murder in their eyes. And me, your guardian angel.
Hey guys, it's Ryan. I'm back breaking down Fargo Episode 4, The Narrow Escape Problem. And also remember to subscribe to GameSpot Universe because we're talking about more Fargo stuff as well as American Gods. If you like the show, Chastity and Buddy are nerding out even more. You're not gonna wanna miss it. If last week's Fargo was an exercise in visual mastery, Episode 4 proved to be an exceptional example of storytelling through music. Specifically, I'm talking about that 4-minute opening sequence that reintroduced our cast of characters with a new lens by using the classic Russian musical story, Peter and the Wolf.
Each character in this tale is going to be represented by a different instrument of the orchestra. For instance, the bird will be played by the flute, like this.
So what did we learn? Well, Emmit is the bird, while Ray is the duck. Fittingly, Nikki is the conniving cat. Cy represents grandfather. The blast of the hunter's shotguns mimic Varga's literal muscle, while Varga himself is unsurprisingly the wolf. Gloria is Peter, confident and independent. There was no dialogue whatsoever except for the narrator, who was none other than Billy Bob Thornton. That makes perfect sense because Season 2 featured Martin Freeman's narration, and why not keep it in the Fargo family? Anyways, we all remember this story from our childhood. It's basically a fable about inner courage, to not be afraid to challenge established beliefs and to take risks, as Peter did against his grandfather's wishes. It should be noted, however, that the duck does get swallowed whole by the wolf, who is eventually caught by the hunters and taken to a zoo. It's not entirely optimistic and doesn't bode well for some of our characters, but what's clear is that Gloria will likely have to rely on some serious courage and wits in her investigation. We also learn that this big bad wolf, VM Varga, has a serious eating disorder and is seen binging and purging throughout the episode. Now we know at least part of the reason why he has that poor oral hygiene. But back to Ray and Nikki. After stealing the bank account information from Emmett's office, we finally get to see the sibling impersonation plan that we expected. Ray walks into the bank suited up head to toe, or should I say wig to toe, and thanks to some coaching from Nikki, Ray is able to pull off the heist.
If I wanted an opinion from an asshole, I'd ask my own. Got it?
I gotta be honest, I was actually surprised he was able to pull it off, not with the stamp, but at least with $10,000 in cash. What didn't surprise me though was that this idiot rummaged through the cremains of Emmett's dog Laverne. Ugh. Meanwhile, Yuri is sharing stories about Russia, Putin, and differing types of truth. As I've mentioned before, this is a consistent theme throughout the world of Fargo, what's true and what isn't. We're reminded by this, quote, true story at the beginning of each episode. According to the Russian leader, and perhaps Fargo, the truth is whatever they say it is. Gloria indeed is searching for the actual truth. At the coroner's office, she finds the torn out page from that phone book and the business card for Maurice's parole board, and that's exactly where Ray works. The new police chief doesn't understand her logic and believes it's a random coincidence. But much like Peter disobeying his grandfather, Gloria follows her own instincts to Ray's office. She has a seemingly unimportant chat with a fellow officer Lopez in the restroom that was a little TMI for me.
We've been trying, me and Jerry, for months now. Yeah, like those old Roadrunner cartoons with the wolf and the sheepdog, how you punch a clock to go to work. It's mostly missionary, if I'm being honest. We used to spice it up, but now it's about the shortest distance between 2 points.
Although later on we find out that this casual convo has significance. Gloria then finds out that Ray shares the same last name as her stepfather.
Now that is truly, what are the odds?
Afterwards, it's Ray's bosses that find out about his relationship with Nikki, so he loses his job, but she seemingly keeps her freedom. In one of the most uncomfortable scenes for a Fargo character, Cy is questioned by Officer Lopez about his parking lot collision with Ray's Corvette. Meanwhile, Varga's men are literally watching from the waiting room as Cy wants nothing more than to prove to them that he isn't snitching to the cops on their operation.
Am I talking to myself here, or? Soon as the girl's in tomorrow, I'll have her call up that info and we'll get it over to you.
Later on, Emmit gets an uninvited surprise dinner guest at his home. Looks like the wolf found his way out of the forest. There's no denying Varga's charisma, confidence, and intelligence. He plans to become Emmett's partner, to accumulate real wealth and use that wealth to become invisible. We see that Varga has done his research. He knows about the stamp, he knows about the sibling rivalry, all of it, and he's extremely well prepared to carry out this plan. We quickly realize that he's even more menacing than we originally thought. But I do kind of feel as though Emmit and Varga are underestimating the impact Ray and Nikki could have on their plan.
It's just a dumb rivalry.
And the girl?
I mean, he's... honestly... a loser. So, what else could she be?
And finally, another unexpected guest arrives, this time at Gloria's. It's Officer Lopez again, and she offers Gloria the information needed to connect the dots.
Dennis Stussy,
With the same as
my suspect's parole officer.
and his brother, who owns the company that leased the Humvee and who lives, get this, in Eden Prairie.
So the bottom line after episode 4, the stakes of the Stussy brothers' narrow escape problem with Varga and with the police has reached new heights. Hey, thanks for watching. That wasn't even Minnesota. I'm horrible. Sorry, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about episode 4. We have a whole lot more left in this season, but I want to talk about this episode and what else is to come, all right?